So, welcome everybody to BeamNG.drive, and today we're just going to be having a little bit of fun by driving cars into this insane nuclear bomb explosive. So, yeah, we're going to be driving several different vehicles, so let's see what the pigeon can do first. Obviously this is an incredibly lightweight vehicle, and yeah, he's bound to get thrown in the air, but how much of it will survive when it hits this? Not much. Oh dear. Yeah, engine gone, radiator gone, driveline gone, all of the bodywork that anyone would be sitting in is gone. All that's left is the fuel tank and the bed. That is it. Yeah, that's been categorically stripped of most of its parts there. Right, let's reload the bomb and let's get in a different vehicle. I think we should get in the old Fiat 500 knockoff. Work our way up in several regards. Let's get in the fast version. See what it can do. Slow it down this time. Now, some of the really heavy vehicles do not really get impacted by this. It's only really the lightweight cars that get impacted. Whoa, dearie me, that's just obliterated the car. The entirety of the front has just come apart. Yeah, that's not looking quite the same anymore, if we're being honest. The seat has literally come out of the vehicle, which just shows how damaging these kind of explosives are. I know it's not realistic or anything like that, because obviously a bomb like that would just disintegrate the car completely, but it does show how damaging the bombs on these games can be. And at the end of the day, these aren't meant to be in the game. It's like the you know, boat mods or airplane mods or helicopter mods or anything like that. They're not supposed to be in this game. This is a car game exclusively, really, and yet that's how versatile the engine is on this game. And we can do all of this. Right, let's see what a Covet can do. More modern than the previous two, heavier and larger. But is that going to make any difference to survivability? Let's take a look. Oh dear. Yeah, that's gotten off a lot better than the other ones. Yeah, that's gotten off fairly reasonably well. Obviously there is a great deal of fire, which, yeah, would not be a survivable whatsoever, especially after just impacting a large explosive and obviously dealing with all the G-forces and the like, but yeah, that car's come off fairly reasonably well. And it even still moves, which is certainly more than the previous two could do. Right, let's reload the bomb again. Let's get into something that is much, much larger. Muscle car. Let's see what this baby can do in comparison. Granted, it is older than the Covet, but it is a far larger and heavier vehicle, which should help. All the front will just disintegrate and the car will be flung into the air, but it seems to have survived mostly intact. Yeah, it has. Yeah, like I was saying, heavy vehicles do not get damaged quite as much as their lighter counterparts, and this is pretty much proof of that. But it's still been devastated. The driveline's gone, the engine's gone, the radiator's gone, and yeah, the entirety of the front end has gone with it as well. So yeah, might look better than the Corvette, for instance. Oh, I've gone past a bomb there, but yeah, it's certainly not a drivable car anymore, that's for sure. Right, I think we'll go for the Roth Alpha. Now granted, this is a mod, previous vehicles were standard into the game, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this mod in comparison to the standard cars will react like, because mods can be somewhat unstable at times. So let's see if this fares fairly well, especially since it is also coming into collision with a mod. Oh, yeah, that's reacted really rather stable. A lot of the times the tyres are the most unstable part of a mod, and they can shoot off black sprites and all sorts and make weird visual alterations to the game. But yeah, the mod itself has survived in terms of stability, but the car itself really has not. Yeah, the entirety of the underside has been pretty much eviscerated, and the bodywork along with it. So yeah, and even though the engine has survived, its radiator has not, and yeah, you're not going to be able to move it because the drive shaft has gone as well. And even if the drive shaft hadn't gone, as you can see, the chassis is all twisted, and the engine was so severely damaged that it's now even locked up. So yeah, pretty devastating there to the Roth Alpha. Do apologise for missing the bomb again there. Right. You might be wondering why I've got those barriers there. It's just to indicate where the bomb is, because it's in the centre of them. Right, let's see what the newest vehicle to be added to this game can do. We'll go for the off-road version. Yeah, we'll go for the off-road version. It's not the fastest of things ever, because it is a diesel. It's not the largest engine either. But it should get up to a good 50 mile an hour so easily. Didn't want the bomb too far away either, just so it doesn't take forever to get to it. Motorway speed, in fact. Whoa! Being the most modern car, yeah, it's no surprise that it's gone off fairly well from the impact, but how's it going to deal with the landing? Oh, not very well. That roof had just caved in. Driver-wise, yeah, that's alright, but if you're on this side, you'd be pretty hurt. But yeah, the car has been completely mangled. It looks like it's been turned upside down and twisted around, because the engine isn't even in the doesn't look like it's anywhere near the same position it was, and the car overall has been, yeah, pretty devastated there. But that is a front-wheel drive car, so yeah, it's no surprise that a lot of the frontal area has been disintegrated to the point where it can't drive anymore. Right, let's go for something off-road orientated, I think. Let's go for the Ibushu Hopper. See what this can do. Pretty lightweight for an off-road vehicle, to be honest. Whoa! Where's it gone? Yeah, I didn't slow that down in time very well, did I? Well, there's what's left of the passenger compartment and the driver and everything. It's all the way up here. It's gone to the moon, but it's been disintegrated as well, fairly categorically. Ow. Yeah, there's nothing left of that, and there's nothing left of this either. Though the engine does seem to still want to work. If we can get it upright. Well, the engine works, but the rest of the car does not. Well, the front wheel does, but... well, both wheels do actually, but because of the chassis being not only on the floor but also lacking two other wheels, yeah, it's not able to go anywhere. But remarkably, the engine and the right hand side drive line has fared fairly well, but the rest of the car, yeah, has completely disintegrated. That just goes to show that a body on frame that doesn't have much of a body is really rather weak. So yeah, bit surprised by how that reacted there, because the Barstow also is a body-on-frame car, and that survived really rather well. So yeah, surprised really that it reacted so violently like that. Right, let's see what a pickup can do. We'll get in a different one than we've got here for our spawn. We'll get in the Charo. See what this can do. Not the fastest pickup in the world, but still get up to a decent rate of speed. Whoa. Actually, that's come off fairly well. Like I was saying, heavier, more seen as tougher vehicles do come off fairly well in comparison to the lighter vehicles. Bodywork damage, lost a wheel, and I think we've lost the... I'm not sure if that's front or rear drive, that's gone. But we've lost a drive line, but it still moves. It's easily the most drivable vehicle that we've had on this episode so far. So yeah, that's come off fairly well, but as you can see the chassis has completely bowed. Looks more like a banana now than anything, so yeah. Not the best condition, and certainly not as in condition as it was before, but compared to other vehicles on this episode so far, it's come off really rather well, especially in comparison to the Hopper, which, yeah, it's probably the most destroyed vehicle that we've had on this episode so far. Right, let's see what a classic Burnside can do. We'll go for the police vehicle. Let's see if the police can do any better than our normal civilians. Again, this is quite a heavy vehicle, but it is an old vehicle as well. And it's body on frame as well. So let's see what it can do. Oh! Well, the front took all of the impact there, so much so that it actually barely even moved. Yeah, surprised by that. And it even still drives. Not very well, because we've lost most of our steering there, but yeah, that survived fairly well. Unusually though, despite all of this going, a lot of the energy has also been forced back into the passenger compartment, so yeah, that actually looks more like a crash test more than an explosion. But yeah, survived reasonably well there. Seems like the American cars with their older vehicles are doing better than more modern vehicles, to be honest. Especially when you compare it to a Hopper, for instance. Right, let's see what a van can do. We'll go for the crash hard one because that has a lot of components on it, which can typically produce some spectacular crashes. If it doesn't crash on me itself, that is. Right, so let's go. And this is a really fast vehicle as well, so if we even get flung in the air by the bomb, we're going to have a spectacular crash either way. Whoa, whoa! Well, I was not expecting that. I was expecting to survive, but not completely intact, but survive nonetheless. But yeah, there's the typical glitch with the wheels there and tyres. But yeah, the entire vehicle has yeah, been disintegrated. Even one of the seats inside of this roll cage has been dislodged, which you don't often see when you crash this vehicle into this kind of state. Normally the chairs at least stay in place, because that's what the roll cage is meant to do, protect those seats with the people in it. But yeah, that's extremely violent. The debris field is more like an aircraft that's been crashed into the ground than anything. yeah, that was spectacular. Was not expecting that whatsoever. It was hugely damaging. Do apologise for missing that then. Right, now I'm going to show you what a much heavier vehicle does when it comes into contact with this, because actually we'll go for the Roma first. I love a Roma and I love crashing them. They do some good things at times, so let's see what it can do, and then I'll show you what a much heavier vehicle does in comparison. Always love to crash a Roma. You get some spectacular crashes with this vehicle, so we get something spectacular with this. Oh, well, the front is disintegrated, like a lot of cars. But in all honesty, that has come off far better than I was expecting. Granted, it's not going to move, but given the violence of the explosion, the fact that all of this here is pretty much intact, it's pretty good. Just shows how much bodywork here is doing the job in protecting whoever's inside. Right, I'll show you now what happens with a vehicle that is much heavier, much tougher, and meant to deal with far worse than this. In terms of the game, that is. Obviously, an explosion like this in real life would decimate anyone that's inside. So let's see what a T-Series can do. Granted, we're not going to be going as fast, which might well play into the hands of the T-Series. But we're not going to be going slow either. As you can see, it's lost its bodywork, which is no surprise, because yeah, the bonnet on this is one of the weakest things in the game, and as well as a wheel and steering in conjunction with that wheel. But you have to say it's come off really rather well. Radiator's gone as well. We've lost some visual stuff, like the mirror has partially come away. We've lost a window. But yeah, on the whole, this has survived incredibly well. And that's why heavy vehicles, when it comes into contact with anything explosive, generally are okay. We'll just try out one more. We'll try out a bus, see what happens with that. Because obviously there's a lot more on that to come away than there is on a T-Series. We'll go for a faster version. We'll go with a hybrid race version. See if we can get at least as fast as the T-Series was going. This is pretty much the fastest bus on the game, outside of strapping some rockets to it. Going faster than the T-Series, in fact. Doing motorway speed over here in the UK. It's not in service, and it certainly isn't going to be now. Well, part of the bodywork is disintegrated. We lost the bumper, we lost the doors. But on the whole, yeah, that's done pretty well. We lost a tyre as well, but we didn't lose the whole wheel like we did with the T-Series. As you can see, that's why it's on the slant, and yeah, a lot of this has disappeared. But yeah, like I said, this is why heavy vehicles are the best thing to do when you want to run into a bomb like that. Not like you're ever going to, but yeah, these are the best, easily. With the bus being easily the best because it's just purely held onto both of its front wheels, whereas the T-Series didn't. But yeah, there we go. Hope you've enjoyed this. It's just a little bit of fun. I will get to a crash test video in the next one that I do on this game. Which is obviously a little bit more serious than this, but you know, I just felt like blowing things up, and yeah, no harm in doing that, because it's just harmless fun on a brilliant game like this. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.